on then to council reports. Item number 8. Are there any council reports tonight? Councilman Howard.
How's everybody doing? Hello? Hello out there? Well, thank y'all again for coming out. It's always good to see happy, smiling faces out there. Well, I see a couple anyway. As y'all probably figured out by now, I'm kind of like a fun-loving kind of guy. You know, I like to have a little fun from time to time, but I got a couple little serious things I want to talk about tonight. But some good stuff. Chief, if you can stand just a second. You're a better target when you stand. We got a notice this afternoon. I didn't have time to get Officer DeReamer over here. I just didn't happen. But one of the Snellville PD officers was named the Snellville Police Department Special Operations Officer of the Year for 2011. That's Officer Matt DeReamer. And at some point, hopefully you'll get to see the young man that performs these services for our city. He was in our police academy class. He's just a great guy, and he really enjoys what he does, and he shows it in his performance and stuff. So, Chief, if you'll pass that on at some point, we'd like to probably get him over here and thank him for that. Snellville Citizen Police Academy, Mayor mentioned that earlier, March 29th. Great thing to do and to look at. So if you have an opportunity, you have an interest in that, by all means, sign up to do it. The City of Snellville, the Economic Development Department, our Eric Van Otteren, has put together a survey on our city website. It has to do with some of the business stuff going on in the city and how we can create some new business and do some stuff. So if you like taking surveys, and it's important that we do take surveys for our city, the purpose of the study is to prepare a competitive profile of the business environment within the city and then outline a strategy to improve business environment and support the entrepreneurial mindset throughout the community. So bottom line is we need to hear from you. So if you've got some opportunities and you want to look at those surveys, by all means, please do that, because it's important. We need not only you folks sitting here, but involved in the community and a lot of different things. We'll continue to really talk about that. We need everybody's involvement. The community can be a community, but we have to have the community to do it. So continue to come out and do that. A couple of weekends ago, or this weekend before last, Council members Krause and Emanuel and I had the opportunity to attend what's called the Georgia Municipal Association training class for newly elected officials. And I have to say that it was a wonderful experience. We spent a day and a half really getting into the nuts and bolts of really what we're doing. But one of the more exciting parts of the meeting was that there was 272 newly elected officials in that room. And at some point, we all looked at each other like, what have we done? Everybody had that same look. So it was kind of cool to see a room full of people wondering what they had done, all knowing that what they've done is the right thing. So within that, and then within the last 90 days or so, I've had the opportunity to read things, quite frankly, I hadn't read before, such as our city charter, such as our codes, such as the things that, you know, sometimes you just don't make time for in life to read, such as those items if you're not in the middle of it. And in talking to a lot of the folks there, you know, there's a lot of the same, we share a lot of the same celebrations, and we share a lot of the same challenges as well. So our city is really not immune from a whole lot of the same things that's going on outside of Snellville. And that was just brought to light live and in person with some of those folks. But some of the things that I've learned is that I'm just one of 6 people up here. And when you look at the opportunities for us all to be a part of this system, being that one of 6, for me, is very important. Very important. I take it very seriously. But within the context of reading a lot of these things, you run across words like authority. You know, we have the Downtown Development Authority. We have the Urban Redevelopment Authority. We have a lot of things like that. And then, in the course of reading the charter says you have authority. Over the course of a lot of correspondence I've had, you know, the word authority's come up a lot. But at the end of that seminar, we had an opportunity to watch a short video, and it's a video on leadership. And what it did, it reminded me how important my one vote is and how much I have to be a leader along with the other 5 of these folks sitting up here. And that, it struck me that there was one thing that struck me. Now, there's several I'm going to read to you, but here's the one that got me. It says, authority is a poor substitute for leadership. Now, for some reason, that got me. So what we have to do is lead. So over the course of the last few days, I've been doing some looking at things. How many of you would consider maybe Sam Walton a leader? I certainly would. There's a number of folks out there that fit the leadership definition. And some of the things in one of his things that he asked his team to compile as he was moving on from his chairmanship, and he wanted them to look at. His leadership needed to look at these things. And some of the things I've just highlighted, I'm not going to hit them all, but some of the things I thought to me were very important. Fail to honor people, and they will fail to honor you. Listen and lead. The time is always right to do what's right. Keep 3 things: your promises, your confidences, and your temper. Example is leadership. Leaders don't force people to follow. They invite them on a journey. And what we repeatedly do. Excellence, then, is not an act, but a habit. So I close with that tonight, and again, that weekend for me kind of reinforces the importance of sitting here in this chair and representing all of Snellville and celebrating all the successes, but also willing to fight the fights. And that's, I think, you know, something that I hold very dear to my heart, is that we're always going to have time to do what's right. It may not look right sometimes, but that's okay. But the one thing I know for me, and I know the 5 of these folks sitting up here is that we all have to lead this city. And we all will lead this city. And we'll all do it and make everybody proud. So, again, with that, thank y'all all for coming out. Travel safe. And I think there was one other thing for me to say. And good night.
Anyone else wish to make council comments? Mayor Pro Tem Witz. Go ahead, Mayor Pro Tem Witz.
First of all, as most of you know, 10 days ago I was involved in a very serious accident, and fortunately I was the only person that wasn't taken away from that accident in either an ambulance or a hearse. And I want to tell you how fortunate I feel to be here, but also how humbled I am by the amount of people who contacted me that day or contacted my family to find out if I was okay or to find out the extent of my injuries. I was very, very fortunate. I saw my car today for the first time in 10 days. The police had been keeping it for the investigation, and I got to be honest, when I saw it, I shuddered. They estimate that the person who started this accident was traveling at 84 miles an hour when they hit 2 parked cars, went airborne, and then landed on my car. So it was very serious, but thank God that I'm here. He certainly was riding shotgun with me that day, and I want to thank all of you for extending your hand to me and my family. Lastly, I have the first Snellville Farmers Market Cookbook. It just came in tonight, I believe. The Farmers Market crew over there going like this, so I guess that's right. This has got recipes in it from all of the council people, I believe, most of the council people, past and present, and then all of the people who work at the market, and other citizens of the city, and also the vendors, if I'm not mistaken, right? And there's a controversy whether this is $20 plus or with tax, but it's going to be in that market somewhere, about 20 or 21.20, and with the tax guy over there, it's probably 21.20. So if Richard was in the room, it might be 20, but right, you know. 2120, again, the people that put on, do these kind of things, that do this, the farmer's market, they're interested now in doing the garden. They're an amazing group of people, and Snellville's blessed to have them, and I'm certainly proud to be associated with y'all. So thank you. And copies will be available in the lobby.
Any further council comments? Councilman.
A continuation of the emergency management system. I finished my research on the sirens, visiting another city and getting their information. And now I will begin my 6-week research on Code Red. We have a representative that has given us a lot of information on Code Red, and I hope to bring staff, council, mayor, chief, all in on a meeting with this woman where she can discuss this further detail by detail. Just looking at the paperwork that I have, this looks really good. I think this will please most of the people. The biggest hurdle I believe that we will all face is getting everybody to sign up for it. It's free. Just need to sign up. So I will research this for the next few weeks, and I will get back with you and let you know where I stand on this and the input that I get from the public. I do get a lot of emails, and I get people that approach me after council meeting interested in this emergency system and where I am on it, what kind of information as far as the sirens went and NIXA went. And I encourage you all to please email, call me. Let's get a handle on this emergency system, and let's get one in Snellville. Thank you, and have a safe drive home.
We need to clear something up that's been hanging around for about 3 months. That's how long it's been since the city attorney's been appointed and hasn't been paid. There's been a lot of speculation, a lot of it incorrect. There was even an online poll by an organization asking whether or not the city attorney should be paid. That was never the issue. The issue is how much he should be paid for the services provided. There were questions about the quality and accuracy of that service. I've made several overtures, several emails, phone calls trying to get this resolved. Mr. Oberman doesn't appear to want to discuss it, and I don't think it's proper for the city to pay for services that were either incomplete or one opinion put forth on one occasion and a contrary opinion put forth on another occasion. We've had at least 2 instances where there's a pretty strong conflict. I don't see why the citizens of this city should have to pay for an attorney to say one thing is legal or not legal and then come back a month later and say it is legal. There's also an issue in which there was a question about code of ethics. We got charged on November 30th for a review of the code of ethics. We got charged on December 29th for an opinion that said a code of ethics did not exist. Those are the questions we have. I would like to resolve it. We want to be fair to everybody. We want to be fair to the taxpayers. We want to be fair to all of the vendors who do work for the city. But I believe we need to get value for the dollar spent, just as you would in your personal life. We're going to try to get this resolved, and I'll be bringing you an update when it is. Thank you, and have a good night.
Any further council comments?
Mine is brief. By the way, Mr. John Mitchell and Mr. Harrison, I do appreciate your coming forward and wanted to be part of this great city and help out. It is very important. I encourage every citizen to be involved. And about a year and a half from now, we have elections for 3 seats that will become available. I'd like to see the turnouts on that because this is your city, folks. I mean, it's pretty important to see the members of this great city of Snellville take part. And I do appreciate you taking time. It's about late at night. I know you have other things to do. Being here, it shows that there's a tremendous amount of dedication, and I thank you so much. On another note, Mayor Couch has taken a tremendous amount of, her plate is full, her leadership is amazing. She has established a pastors' roundtable discussion. We have with us one of the pastors up front who opened up with prayer. Thank you, Pastor, for doing that for us. And that inspired me a lot. In fact, last weekend, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, I was in Jacksonville, Florida for a prayer session. I mean, I've never been to a conference where many churches would gather for prayer. I've been to many church conferences, tremendous amount. This was unique, and I've received a lot of blessings. I have never seen the energy put forth into that. And I think based on some of the comments that were made last time we met, I think this is great, and I do thank you, Pastor, for inviting us to your church next week, or this week, I believe. Thank you. Those are my comments.
Thank you. Now for